Hello everybody, it's me, Low Battery from Women Locked Up Before and After Show, and I kind of just wanted to make just a regular old video about something that happened in prison when I was down there. Actually, we put it this way, I'm gonna try to make it short because it's so long to upload things. I know the last video I had on there was me reacting to shakedowns and stuff like that, and I thought that was pretty cool because it's the first time I ever tried doing anything like that before. I never done any reaction videos, and I just learned how to do it and figured out that thing that I was using, the app, it's only you can only do 10 minutes, no longer than 10 minutes on that one, and actually it's less than that. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about a time we had what we thought actually we thought we didn't know what was going on. There were people running around, they call it inmate.com, people running around and everything saying, man, there's a bunch of people outside, there's a bunch of stuff going on outside. Well, what's going on, man? You see all them buses out there? I was like, buses? And yeah, there's buses out there. There's like 3 or 4 big buses out there. You think they're moving us somewhere else? And I was like, I don't know why they'd be moving us anywhere else, but I said, where do you think they'd be moving? And anyway, all of a sudden this white shirt came in. I remember everybody said, white shirt, white shirt, white shirt. I was like, oh God. And sure enough, she came in there. She was like, everybody pack up. Everybody pack up. I'm talking about beds 1 through 116. And that was us in our zone. And I was like, does anybody know if the zone over there is moving? I mean, have anybody checked around or anything? And I think there have been people up there looking anyway at the door, but they kept telling them to step away from the door. And we're all like clueless, wondering what's going on. There's buses out here, and we're thinking, why would we be moving somewhere else? And we're just all clueless, and they're all telling us to pack up all of our stuff. I mean everything, even our mats. That's what made me that we couldn't have been moving somewhere. Why would we be taking our mats off ground? It's kind of weird, but anyway, they told us to get our mats, every single thing that was on our rack, bunk, whatever. We called them racks down there. They made them say that because whenever they done that thing like that, it was like rack up. That means rack up, but that means to get on your bunk. They're fixing to do count. Well, that's where the word rack came from. That's why I calls them racks. Anyway, like I said, we're still all clueless at this point because in my other videos, I'm sure you remember me talking about there's a lot of handicapped people that was in the zone that I was in. Because at one time, I think it used to be the medical zone or something like that. But a lot of the lifers are in there, and there's some in wheelchairs. There's some that's been there for so long they're just aged. They've been there 30-something years, 20-something years, 15. There's not one lifer that I knew or met that had not been in there any less than 15 years, and had way more to go or whatever. But anyway, I was going around different people that I knew, which I didn't ever really mingle or anything like that, but just the different people that I had known since I've been in that zone, asking them, do y'all know what's going on? I mean, why are we having to pack up every single thing, even our mats? I mean, it'd be different if they tell us to pack our stuff and leave our mats there and that's it. But they're telling us to put everything in our laundry bags, put everything on the sheets and everything, just put it on top of your mat and just drag it outside. But that's the thing. We didn't go out the front door either. Then we start really tripping out because they're telling us to go out the back door towards the yard. And that right there is what I thought was really weird. Not telling us, okay, 1 minute, I'm sorry. If you hear any noise, I'm sorry. My nephews are here. My sister's been sick in the hospital and everything, and we've had my nephews here with us. Anyway, yeah, also, I'd like to see if I can get, if anybody out there and get prayer requests for my sister. I just uploaded a video for her birthday on April 6th, if anybody watched that. And, matter of fact, it's only a couple of days later, or the day after, I think, that she went to the hospital, and she's still in the hospital. Anyway, please, if you can, I'd like to have some prayer requests for that. But anyway, they tell all of us to move all of our stuff outside, go out to the yard, get your stuff, get out in the yard now. Everybody, go, hurry, go, pack up. And every time they be walking to there was even these men in like what do you call that, well, in uniform of course, but they look like they was the transport people or canine unit. They had all black on with the little belt thing on, and with the whatever I don't think they couldn't have guns in there, so whatever they had on their little hips on their belt thing is what they was carrying. But anyway, they was telling all of us to move out to the yard, and that what was weird is we was all having to move out to the yard. I was sitting there still moving my stuff, and I was getting out of breath and getting stressed out. Like, what is going on, man? I'm tripping out. So I'm just following the rules, listening what they had to say, and there's some people that went out to the yard, and it was cloudy that day, and it was even towards the evening, and I was like, why are they, and there's people actually make assumptions, there's inmate.com, or what do you want to call it, people always saying this, saying that, and some people were saying they thought we was moving somewhere else to another facility, and then there's other people saying, well, maybe I think they're going to do a big shakedown or something like that. I was like, why would they be doing a big shakedown? Why would if they do a shakedown, they just come in here and do a shakedown? Okay, well, anyway, there's people saying just all kind of different stuff. And then another person said one thing that I thought that's what was going to happen, because I've never been there when they done that. I've been there 3 times, and I was never there when they did the hard clean, what they call it. They use a pressure washer type thing, and they literally spray the whole zone down, bunks and all, like everything. Anyway, I finally got towards the edge of the door. I was trying to help this other woman, because she's an elderly woman, which, I mean, she had a lot of energy and everything, but she needed my help, so I was trying to help her and help pull my stuff at the same time. It was really hard, but finally got out the door, and I mean, there was like all kind of people everywhere out there, and I was looking around, and I noticed that there was no other zones out there but our zone at the time. And then I noticed they started getting B zone, which is right beside us. We was in A zone, and they started getting them going on outside, and we're all just, I mean, some people got their mats laid out on the ground out there, which is not grass, it's concrete, but we sitting all out there on the thing, and we're pretty much just, some people, I'm just sitting on top of mine's rolled up, and I'm sitting on my mat, just looking around like, what is really going on? And then they pretty much just was mingling around, and the other inmates was laying on their mats out there reading a book and all kind of stuff. And we realized that they was setting up stuff in the foyer out there in the middle of the where all the zones pretty much meet up, but it's out in the foyer inside where you come out of the zone and you're in that area anyway. Um, we started seeing more and more lieutenants, more and more guards. We seen just we. It looked like canine people, but without the dog. And they started asking, calling bed numbers. Remember how I told you that usually it's bed numbers they go by? Well, that's what they went by. They went by bed numbers. My bed number was 88, and it was 1 through 116. I was like, oh my lord, I'm going to be out here all freaking day. Or not just me, all of us. And anyway, we sat out there for I don't know how long, and when it got closer and closer time for us, and see, what was one thing that was good, I'd hate it for the people that was actually not there and was at work or something, because their stuff got whoever their friend was or just anybody they knew packed up their stuff, and they didn't get to pack up on their own. I'm pretty sure they got mad because they didn't get to get all their stuff right what they wanted it to be. But anyway, I don't know what that beeping sound is. I wish whoever was doing that would stop. But anyway, I'm sorry. Um, I don't know who's doing that, but it seems like there's always something messing my videos up. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, if anybody could ever, please make a donation to me to help me get all the equipment that I need. I'm wanting to set up like a studio type deal in my room. I can get it done. I think I did a pretty good job at it too. The lighting, get me a thing in the background, just everything going. The sound good, the picture good, everything that I need, and I can do some good work on it. And to make me feel better about what I'm doing, I can actually do what I want to do. Anyway, I got close to my number. Then I started seeing what was going on in there, and I had already seen them throwing stuff out of the door, but I didn't know what it was. Again, I'm so sorry. I don't know who is making that beeping sound. It's messing my video up. But anyway, y'all, don't you just get that feeling you want it when you're trying to make a video that's very important, especially when you're staying with somebody and you're trying to tell them that, hey, you're trying to make a recording. Anyway, I started seeing them we all started seeing them throw stuff out the door and everything. I was like, what are they throwing out? Like boxers and everything. I was like, why are they throwing our boxers out the door and stuff? Okay, well, and then it was time for me to get in the door finally. I was like, man, I'm ready to get back up in here. Whatever they're going to do, they need to do it. I was starting to get really, really frustrated. Finally, it was my turn at 88. They said, what's your MDOC number? 145567. I told them everything, they asked me everything they needed to know, and they just sit there and pretty much was talking to themselves. All the sergeants, lieutenants, guards, everything were all talking amongst themselves and everything. Wasn't nobody talking to us. They were just going through our stuff while they were sitting there talking. And it's like, you don't need this, can't have that, can't have that. And me, I didn't have a whole lot of stuff. Like I was telling y'all before, that last time I was locked up, I didn't have a lot of stuff because most of the stuff that I got from doing my drawings and stuff, because I drew for people so they can send to their family and everything for the holidays or whatever. I didn't have a whole lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that I got was either given to me or I earned it by, making the drawings and everything. And anyway, I'm going to try to wrap this up a little bit because that noise don't seem to go away right now. And I was wanting to upload a video before the day was over with. That's the reason why I've done this one. And it's at 14 minutes right now. And anyway, we was in the line, and they kept saying, you don't need this and you don't need that. I was like, ma'am, ma'am, you don't want to say the wrong thing or whatever. I'm like, ma'am, I kind of needed that right there. Never mind. And he's like, oh, these you mean? I was like, yes, ma'am. She's like, you only supposed to have 3 of them. I was like, well, I was just hoping you might be able to take consideration of the fact that I don't really have that much, but I'll go by what you say, ma'am. Anyway, and that actually she was a pretty cool Lieutenant Banks. They used to call it the Banks Motel or something like that. Banks Hotel. But they only said it because of her last name. She was the one over that building, a building. Anyway, um, we just everybody was just waiting to get their step. There's like actually a whole line of people going through, about 6 or 7 people step at a time, and that's what was making it go faster. And they threw like 4 or 5 of my shirts away. I've been really, racking up on some white t-shirts and stuff because they don't give you supposed to give you state issue, like, especially if you're indigent and you don't have enough money or whatever, they help you out, or vice versa. They help you out, like if you just fill a state issue form out and you get it, whatever. But anyway, I was racking up on these shirts and stuff, and they don't let you. They do it on purpose. I know they do it. I'm not stupid. They throw away all the good stuff and let you have all the bad stuff. Like, I had 3 brand new shirts, brand new, and they threw them away. My boxers. I had 1 pair after they got done with me. I don't know why, because I had 3 altogether that threw away. They said you're supposed to have 3. Well, I had one when I got done. I had 3 before they done all that. And anyway, point is all this, they got rid of a bunch of stuff. Everybody who, I don't think it was mainly just doing a shakedown and making sure nobody had anything they wasn't supposed to have. I also believe that had something to do with not too many people having too much stuff, like pack rats, having too much stuff in there, because it's not good to be just cluttered up. People, lifer people, they had all kinds of stuff. I mean, their lockers were full as I don't know what. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. They done a shakedown. It was the biggest shakedown I've ever seen. I mean, I bet to have everybody go out in the yard with their mats and all their belongings they have, and for them to do something like that, yes, that's the biggest shakedown I've ever had. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can't believe I left that part out. While they was going through our stuff, they made us line up, and instead of going into the zone, some of the other women guards they had to call up over there to the building, made us go into the dining hall. Everybody had to strip down and squat and cough and everything, but I mean literally strip down and everything and do exactly like they said. That way they make sure we didn't have nothing on us then also. So they done it all, and they made sure we stayed on that wall away from the people who hadn't been shook down yet. And I thought to me, I thought they did a really bad job at that, because I mean, first of all, they had the ones that had already been shook down on one wall, and then on the other wall, the people who hadn't been shook down, like not shook down, sorry, might as well say stripped down. They was on the other side of the wall. Anybody could pass anybody anything, and I think they were doing that anyway. I watched their do it all pretty much all day long. People kept passing. Hey, say you need this. I got too many of them. Just in case they take it away, just give it to me and get back in the zone. But it's just a bunch of mess. But anyway, that's what I left out, was the part where they took us to the dining hall. They made us strip, squat, and cough and all that stuff. And we did that. And man, I had some. Thank God, I took them without water. I had some ibuprofen, 2 of them, and I was scared to death because down there, ibuprofen is the same thing as like a to them. You get it don't matter any kind of medicine that's not in with your name on it or whatever. I don't care if it's not a narcotic. Tylenol, ibuprofen, blood pressure medicine, seizure medicine, anything, it is considered. They'll write you up. You'll get an RVR, and that's a big. That's a big thing. You can take time off your sentence, and you might not make parole. And I was scared to death. I was like, oh my god, I can't go down for these 2 ibuprofen I've got. I'm a little bitty. I don't remember where I got that little cellophane bag, the little tiny zip up cellophane bag. It might have been from medication line or something. I'm not even sure. But anyway, that's what I had it in. I was like, I'm going to have to go ahead. And they were 800 milligram ibuprofen. And one 800 milligram ibuprofen makes me nauseous without eating on it. And I had to take both. I was sick all day after that. But anyway, we finally got our stuff. The ones that done been patted down and all that stuff done to you and got all their stuff and everything. They finally got back to the bed and they had to finally do all that stuff. But here is what even worse. The same day everybody was so tired after being, it was so hot that day too, by the way. It was like the heat index was 115 and the real temperature was like 107, 108. I can't remember, but it was really, really hot that day. Really, really hot. And everybody finally got settled in and everything. And I got in there and I hurried and I got my shower before everybody got in there. Then everybody started piling in. And then everybody got so settled in and everything because they're so tired. And that's probably the best sleep I'd had in a long time. And then, oh my lord, this is so bad. 3:13 to be exact. They woke us up. Fire drill. A fire drill broke out. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, they don't. Our fire drill's messed up anyway. It only sounds off for just a little bit, and then it goes off. But the lights keep flickering. They're real bright, like a strobe light almost, if not worse. I mean, they're everywhere. Those lights are everywhere. Anyway, we finally, the guards and there was even men guards that was in there. They was hollering, "Hey, get off your bed! Get up! Get up! Get up! It's a fire drill. Y'all gonna burn up! Come on! Come on!" Like that, and everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And some people was still had their boxers on, and they's like, "Well, you just put that blanket on. You come on." And they didn't care. They just wanted everybody to get out on the yard. And we, you know what we was thinking? They'd do another shakedown. Because that was the time when they was looking for, there was 4 cell phones they was looking for. And they knew it was in that zone. And one person messes up, they mess up for everybody else. Everybody else has to pay for what they do or done. But anyway, we got out there. Everybody just kept on, some people was just taking their time. Because they knew it wasn't on fire. They just trying to get us out there. But then people was getting mad because we get taking so long. And I finally got to get out the door because everybody was going out the door like a bunch of cockroaches trying to get out a little bitty hole or something. I was like, oh my god, like, get me out of here. Finally, we get outside. It's freezing cold. From that heat index like it was to, it was like 30 something degrees. I don't know what happened. I don't know what time of year it was. I can't remember, but anyway, they make everybody line up. Each zone line up. We seen A, B, C, and D zone. The whole building was out there. The yellow jumpsuit was on one side of the yard, and we was on the other side of the yard. The green and black and white and green and white stripes, and the yellow jumpsuit and orange jumpsuit right across the street. Anyway, or right across the yard, whatever. Anyway, they done count while we was out there and made us stand up even longer. And that's how they done a lot of the counts. They would wake people up for a fire drill to do count and bad hours. And we had already had that bad day already with the shakedown and everything. Then they do this. And I kept hearing people say, hey, take this. Man, I bet you they're shaking the stuff down right now. I guarantee they're at... I was like, would y'all please stop? They ain't trying to shake nobody down. They just doing this crap. They just trying to bother. This, they ain't trying to shake nobody down. Anyway, ain't nobody listening anyway. They don't listen to you. They just get what they want. Anyway, I want to try to wrap this up again. Like I said, before the kids come in, make more noise. Anyway, but yeah, they done count like 6 times before they finally got it straightened out. I could hear some of the inmates saying, "God, do they not know how to count? Seriously?" Everybody's like 1, 2, 3. But see that's the thing. Some of them will be acting up in the freaking line like little kids, acting up in the line, be like 2, 4, 3, 1, 0, saying stupid stuff when they would pass by, and some of them they would literally grab them out of the freaking line and put them up there in the front until they got done. I don't know what they done with them when they went back in, but they got in trouble. I know that. I think they was out there mopping floors with the freaking toothbrush. But yeah, they've done that before too. But I'm not gonna get into that right now. Anyway, pretty much that's about what happened. They counted, I think altogether, I think it was like 8 times. 8 times they counted altogether. 8 times until they finally got it straight. So we sat there the whole time until they counted and counted and counted. And they finally got the count straight. And then we went in. And some people took forever to go back to sleep. That's another thing that made me mad too, because I was wanting to go back to sleep. I was still sleepy. Ow, sorry, my arm. I could go back to sleep. It wasn't no problem me go back to sleep. I was so tired. But everybody else was still, I guess, all wound up from what they done. And you hear them all loud at night. I couldn't stand that crap. I mean, you can't have nobody has respect for anybody, and not. Anyway, it just they just don't want to listen to nobody at all. It's just so, it made me so mad. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to share this with you, and the kids are coming in. I can hear them, so I just want to say thank you for watching. This was just something I wanted to share, just off the wall and everything. And anyway, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and just keep on watching for my videos. I got some really good ones coming up, so please stay tuned for them. This right here was just a setback, just something I needed to post, let you know about the biggest shakedown we had that I can remember anyway. Might think of another one, but anyway, that was a pretty big one. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and peace and love y'all. Bye.